Cousins, would you like to report on your activities?
I attended the hospice open with yourself and with Councillor Stewart. Attended the Tongariro meeting last Monday, which was once again all fired up, all keen to get stuff done. Also the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board meeting, which we held Tuesday a week ago, and also the revitalisation update meeting on the Turangi Stage 2 development.
Thank you, Councillor Cousins. Councillor Park.
We had our first Emergency Management Committee meeting, and just 3 points out of that. Councillor Truman was elected the deputy. We also adopted our local recovery plan, which basically its purpose is to provide guidance to council and also our recovery stakeholders on recovery arrangements, and it's been done sort of in a line after the group recovery plan was done. So we're one of the first TAs to have that complete, and we've got others following us. And in February, down at our big networking dinner, one of the key emergency management issues we'll be discussing is the meaning of community resilience and how to improve that in emergencies. So it's really great that we'll be able to go down there and be proactive with that. And the third thing was we adopted in principle the enlarged rural fire district proposal, which has been in the pipeline and been something that central government have been talking about since 2008, and it's something that could be enforced upon us. So we've agreed with it in principle at this time, and we have our CEO on the steering group currently involved in negotiations on how that's actually all going to play out in regards to DOC and neighbouring rural fire authorities. And so it's now at a governance level, which is good, and we'll just have to see where it goes from there, because it looks like the minister's going to probably make a decision one way or the other pretty soon. And again, something that's could be forced upon us, but we're once again one step ahead of the ball. So
great,
pleased. And then the annual Senior Citizens Christmas Party, which is always a lovely thing to do. And I also attended the Youth Employment Steering Group meeting, which is now called the Mayoral Task Force for Jobs, and it was feedback around employers employing these young people that are falling through the gaps, and it's starting to make some real inroad and starting to look at some different sort of outcomes. And it looks like instead of targeting kids at year 11, they're going to need to start targeting them at year 9. And again, the word resilience comes into it, and building resilience in these kids to try and get them into work rather than falling through the cracks. So really interesting meetings to attend as a council rep.
Cool, thanks for doing all that. Councillor Stewart.
Yes, I went to the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board meeting, which again was a really positive meeting, and to the workshop with the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board on revitalisation and waking the town up, and it was really positive, and I'm really happy with how that's going. I went to the opening of the hospice shop, which I'm so pleased is in Turangi, and I'm so pleased they got that lovely grant, or gift actually, from Mr. Isaac. Yes. Oh, yeah. I actually knew it was coming before it went in the paper, because I'm one of their volunteers as well at the hospice. But they still have to raise $500,000 a year for running costs, so don't forget to go shopping at the hospice shop, please. Right. And I went to a workshop in Wairua House about waking up communities, and it was an amazing workshop. The coordinator for Tongariro was there as well, and she got really inspired to do things as well. So we're going to get together and see what we can pull out of the hat for Turangi.
Great, thank you, Councillor Stewart. Councillor Harvey.
On the 27th of November, I attended a Lake and Action Waterways group meeting, which was really interesting, with a couple of other councillors. That was quite informative on the with an overseas speaker who was talking about not just our lake actually, but several of the other lakes around here, because obviously Lake Taupo is one of the best, but that was very informative actually. Obviously with some of you others, attended the Senior Citizens Christmas Party, which was very exciting. I found that really good actually. And the next day we're also very heavily involved in hospice as a company, so we also sponsored that, the home trail. and so that was very much part of our thing. And on a personal level, I've had quite a few meetings with my own accountant to do with the rates and workshops and things like that, with the information that we've had from you as the council, and I've been doing a lot of follow-up myself on that. So I found that really quite useful, which I've mentioned that today. So I've been doing my own investigations. So that's been taking a bit of time. So
Right. Thanks, Councillor Harvey.
thank you.
Councillor Johns.
Right, I'll whip through this because I know it's been a long session. Yes, attended the Emergency Management Committee meeting. Obviously, the highlight of the past couple of weeks was the Senior Citizens Dinner. Attended meetings at Waiarau House, also the New Zealand Fire Service, Writing for Development, and I've got a meeting shortly with Louise Upston to talk about psychoactive substances, and I've been in discussion with the local police here about the enforcement. And I'll be very interested when we have our LAPS workshop, how that might have implications with that for us. And on my personal note was it was Cycle Challenge week the other week, and so that was obviously a very successful event, and no major injuries this year, which is really, really good. And I just have to go out and say that people such as Kay Brake and Hayden Dickinson and everyone that's involved with that challenge is a real asset to this community, and we should take time to thank them.
Yeah, thanks, Councillor. Thank you, Councillor Johns. Councillor Truman.
So I went to the emergency management meeting as well, and I've been working with Mr. Morris just to tweak that recovery plan in regards to Turangi-Tongariro. It's going to be great now. We also had the Whakaaro National on the weekend, which was hugely was a huge success. Saturday was, there were lots of people, but it was raining, and then Sunday I turned up and leave with a number of cars. I don't think I've seen the lake that before in my life. It was an amazing day. I wasn't able to go, but we also had Peter Kenyon. Is that who you were talking about? Yeah. Peter Kenyon came to Mangakino as well, and I know that was really well attended. Very inspiring.
Yes, he is.
And last night I went to the Tirohanga Settlers and Sports Association meeting with our mayor, and they were really stoked that the mayor had come to that meeting. Since Williamson this time, but they were really rapt, and they got to talk about lots of rural issues.
Councillor Williamson.
Thank you very much. Yes, I also attended the Emergency Management Committee meeting. The Lakes and Waterways Action Group with John and Rosie were in attendance. The Hooker Lodge afternoon tea party, and feel embarrassed and apologies for missing the Christmas senior citizen Christmas party, which my daughter was actually
to pick you up at Monte Vista, but you weren't there.
It was noted I wasn't there. I also attended on Sunday, went out to the Whakaaro Regionals at Lake Maraetai, which was Kirsty's comments. It was very, very rewarding to see the activities out there and how that was going on, especially with two Taupo college teams, being in attendance. There might be more. On a personal note, yes, I also was involved there by my Rotary Club for the Cycle Challenge. Very successful weekend, the other weekend, and also on Saturday night, the King of the Ring, which I attended, which I paid for as well.
Good call.
You didn't get in the ring, though. No. Thanks, Councillor Williamson. Councillor Hickley.
I feel as though I've been really busy, but perhaps just personally I've been busy in different areas. I suppose one thing that I played golf in the Christmas hamper and won a big turkey. So
good boy.
No, this was in the back.
Thanks, Councillor Hickley. Yep. Cool. Councillor Buddy.
Actually, Your Worship, went to the Lakes and Waterway with John and Rosie. Two of the highlights were the two do's at Hooker Lodge, particularly the first one for the senior citizens. Was given a kiss on the cheek by Colin Mead's auntie. That made my night. But also an enjoyable function with some staff and some councillors organised by Cornelia at Mapara Road was well worthwhile and very pleasant. Other than that, just dealing with the odd phone calls and visits from ratepayers.
Thanks, Councillor. Yep, that's it, is it? Oh, this is me. I suppose, I attended most of those things that everyone's talked about. The highlight for me last couple of weeks have been the successful application of the Young Farmers, New Zealand Young Farmers Association. I put the last submission in last Wednesday, was it, Will? I think somewhere around there, I think, yeah. And highlighted that the Lake Taupo area is now quite a significant agricultural player in the market, and they took that bait, so which was true in my statement, but they felt that we are now announcing to the nation that we're not only a tourism destination, but we certainly are an agricultural destination as well, with such as Taupo beef, Maraka, Landcorp conversions, and of course all the farms out Western Bays, and our variation to the lake too. So we're doing it sustainably as well. So they took it, and that's a significant activity that will take place in 2015 with delayed coverage on TV1. I think an hour delayed. I think it is. It's the old Sculler Up Young Farm of the Year, is now called the ANZ Young Farm of the Year. So that was my highlight.
You wish just put a plug in for that that competition. My wife and I in Taranaki spent 8 years on the Taranaki committee, and the calibre of some of these people that are farmers will actually blow you away. Yep. It's absolutely incredible where that competition's come in the last 25 years. So when it's in town, get a ticket and go along.
Yeah, it's normally won by a vet or there's various professional.
Oh, sometimes there's accountants,
lawyers, planners, chartered accountants. Yeah, but no, there is an age restriction, unfortunately, Mr. Manhattan. You've got to be 30 and under. Yeah, just missed out, yeah. But okay, no, that's cool. So, item number 13 is a resolution that the reports be received. Could I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Williamson, thank you. Secondly, Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, carried. Okay, so there is a resolution there as we go into confidence. Just people want a couple of minutes just to have a...
Yeah, I think that would be great, just for a refreshment break.
So we go, can we just move into confident, that part of the meeting's closed and we're moving into confident.
I'll move that way you wish it.
Thank you, Councillor Brody, Councillor Park, seconded.